Way of life. Hope everybody's having a good week so far. Just wanted to come on here to talk about the new moon solar eclipse in Capricorn happening on December 26th. Um, you usually start to feel this energy about a month before, and it lasts for about 6 months after. You don't have to be a Capricorn to reap the benefits of this eclipse. Everyone has Capricorn somewhere in their chart. It just depends on where and it is in your chart, as opposed to what area of life this will be playing out for you. Um, and if you want more information on that, you could just leave a comment below and I can let you know. There will be 6 eclipses in the year 2020. I believe it's 7 retrogrades will be in the year 2020. And the only planet right now, up until about February, that is retrograde is Taurus and Uranus. So this is going to be a lot of forward momentum. There's movement. Um, you're going to kind of like hit the floor running with this. Um, but before I get into that, I wanted to talk a little bit about the winter solstice on the 21st. The ancients believed that the veils between ourselves and the spirit realm were thinned at this time, just allowing us to receive information and messages, which is why they used to have ceremonies. In saying that, I talked a little bit about this in my Jupiter to Capricorn video, and maybe even my Jupiter to Pluto more so, where we'll start to resort to ancient ways, or ancient ways will be revealed to us during this time, during all of next year, really. Um, Ancient ways of doing things. Um, I don't know how many of you have tried to do your New Year's resolution, and you probably never followed through with it. Well, it's said to be that the possibility of that is because there's um there's something about that winter solstice time that makes it easier for us and kind of gives us the strength and patience to build on or work on any goals that we make at that time. So I don't know, maybe it might be a good idea to try doing your New Year's resolution on the 21st instead of doing it on during New Year's Eve. Um, that's just food for thought. Honestly, I've stopped doing my New Year's resolutions years ago. I do my goals when they feel right to me, so that might also be another option. But I just thought that was really interesting, and I just wanted to give honor to the winter solstice. I feel like with these eclipses going on and all this exciting energy for the new year, there are some things that have fallen beneath the cracks as if they're unimportant. Like right after the Gemini full moon, it was um, Friday the 13th. Completely forgot all about it. So I just had to make sure this time that I added in that the winter solstice. But in order for there to be an eclipse, the moon has to be really close to the nodes. And I talked a lot about the nodes middle of last year or so when they switched into Cancer and Capricorn. Obviously, because it's in Cancer, Capricorn, and its opposite sign, Cancer, this is just makes these eclipses even more powerful with all this Capricorn energy. Um, that also just means that this is going to have a huge effect on cancers as well. So cancers, earth signs, Capricorn obviously, and any cardinal signs will be affected by these the most, but everybody is going to feel this in some way, shape, or form. um, Not to mention, this is the energy that kind of sets the tone for this new decade. So when we move into 2020, that's a new decade. Um, we're going to be in a number 4 year, which is also coinciding with the Cancer, the nodes Cancer, Capricorn, and the sign Capricorn. There's a lot of 4 references. Which is about, so 4 represents manifesting stability, family structure, and security. That's that. So this is on a this eclipse is going to be on 2 axes: an emotional security, which is Cancer, and our practical security, which is Capricorn. This theme will be set at the time of this eclipse. You can also think back to the last eclipse in July to see what has unfolded for you or what lesson you had to learn. And really focusing on that will allow you to deepen whatever lessons or things that you're working on, because this is going to be the theme for the entire year. So this eclipse sets the tone for the entire year because there's so much energy in Capricorn throughout the whole year. To add to that, there are 7 planets in earth signs, which suggests that the earth, environment, business, finance, money are going to be of pretty importance. Food supply specifically will come up strongly in January. We haven't had these planets together like this since in 200 years, back in 1285. So this is a pretty rare stellium of planets. The last time Saturn was in Capricorn was 500 years ago. That was back in 1517. And that just states that, we'll continue to see this corruption playing out in the government, and this will ultimately bring the collapse of the hierarchy. And I talked about that and a little bit in the Pluto to Capricorn video that I did. Sun, Moon, Capricorn will trine Taurus and Uranus. Uranus is liberating and freeing, bringing internal revolution that will bring breakthroughs. This will bring positive changes and surprises that feel good. I don't really see that much intense negative energy just because Jupiter is involved. Overall, this is going to be a pretty, it's going to be intense, don't get me wrong, but it's going to feel good, right? Because we'll be breaking old barriers and to things that are stopping us from feeling good now, right? So ultimately, this change that we're going through is going to be more liberating. Your awareness to why you're here will be broadened. Jupiter trine Uranus is expansion, higher consciousness, optimism, positivity. You may feel like you're getting lucky breaks. It's going to encourage you to take risks. You'll trust your intuition, your intuitive awareness more. And that to me has a lot to do with timing, because Capricorn rules time. So we'll be more cautious or we'll be more aware of when to do things and when not to do things. Uranus is freedom. You awakens, visionary, future-oriented, independent, to live outside of normal ways of doing things. They're very Aquarius. That Uranus energy rules Aquarius. It's just weird. It's just the best way to describe Aquarius. They're weird. They live off the beaten path. But to live outside the system, right? And just having this mindset alone is going to open us up to thinking and doing things differently. Sun, Moon, Jupiter, square Chiron. Jupiter's going to provide wisdom to Chiron. A square is energy that means you need to get up and act by cause and tension. In order to bring some kind of harmony, right? Or Chiron, I don't know, I kind of want to say healing, because that's kind of, Chiron is the wounded healer, and it is the sign of healing, or the planet of healing. I don't think Chiron's really a planet. It's more like a asteroid. Jupiter rules faith and belief, so you're going to be asking yourself, why do you believe in something or somebody? You'll redirect your faith to what feels good, which leads to healing. There goes the healing piece. I really think overall this is about healing. You have to remember, we are coming out of the Piscean age, which was kind of the catalyst for religion. And I try to stay away from, these kind of topics that people are very strongly about in their feelings and emotions. But just to keep it real simple, the bottom line is, there are some things about religion that are not true, point blank, period. And they are stopping people from living in their highest, to their highest ability. And I think a lot of those things are going to, one, come to light, and people are going to begin to see this, and they're going to be like, why do I believe in this? Why am I falling behind this? And, going back to the ancient ways of doing and thinking, metaphysics, because we have that Pluto energy that'll be playing into this, is going to become more mainstream. So, we'll come to the sciences of behind religion, the philosophy of religion, and kind of combining those things to bring them to awareness as to, how to do and make decisions, and how that plays out through your body, as above, so below. I just think that those things will start to become more mainstream information, so that people can be more aware of and make better decisions around their inner power, to become who they're meant to be in this world. I feel like that's such a cheesy statement, but this is going to be super important to our evolution into the age of Aquarius. It's going to be important for us to understand that we are we have to find our own power in order to be able to bring this revolution to materialize in the fifth dimension. It's just that simple. I'm not gonna get into it. I've been really holding back on doing these videos because they get so deep. But when you start using words like this, people kind of shy away from it. Or you find people who are kind of resistant to it, so they'll say things that just is very unnecessary. And you do your own research, you get your own awakening and awareness to you. And the bottom line is it's going to take us to realize our own power in order for us to materialize in this utopia of what the age of Aquarius has in store for us. Uranus square Venus. You may experience some restlessness in relationships. You may want more space, change of currency because Venus rules money, values, material things in general. You know, that's gonna there's gonna be some kind of awareness to it, or some kind of limitation to it, with this Capricorn energy, right? We'll resort back to kind of old ways of looking at them. But it'll also have like a new age feel to it, you know. Working for profit, we already know we're getting tired of that, right? Um, but we have to trust before we can see it, you know. Recognizing our power is what's going to take us, into bringing is what it's going to take for us to bring this to fruition, right? um, I am, for one, really, really excited to what this energy is going to bring, because this time next year we'll have the Saturn, conjunct Jupiter in Aquarius, and I can't wait. I'm like a 2-year-old kid every time I think about this. Every time I research it, I find something new and more to love about what this age is bringing to us. And stay tuned for all of that. Unfortunately, you know, I'll probably be talking about this stuff all over again. This is just your year ahead, kind of what to expect. But when these actual transits come up, we'll be talking about them again and going over them again. And I hope this is helpful, and I hope you stay tuned. Peace.